The new LS500 from Lexus elevates the large executive sedan with new features, new textures, and advanced all-wheel drive. Can it persuade us to forget the Mercedes S-Class? That's coming up right now on Driving Sports TV. If you've made it big and you need a big executive sedan to match that luxury lifestyle, the market has some great choices. Earlier, we looked at the Mercedes-Benz S560 with one of the finest interiors anywhere. It also had a powerful 4-liter biturbo V8 that rocked our world. Of course, the test car cost nearly $140,000. Even for someone rich, that might be a little too rich. So what we have here is a relatively affordable option. This is the 2019 Lexus LS500. With elegant touches inside and out, a powerful motor, and available all-wheel drive. Base trims start at $75,000. The one we have here is loaded with extras, and it runs $115,125, including destination. Now, let's see what you get for that kind of money. Under the hood is a 3.5-liter V6 with twin turbochargers. It puts out 416 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque, and it still manages to be considered an ultra-low emissions vehicle. It's connected to a 10-speed automatic transmission with direct shift manual operation and paddle shifters. You can get the LS with either rear-wheel or all-wheel drive. Our test car came with the full-time all-wheel drive system that includes a torsion limited slip center differential. EPA rates this setup at 18 miles to the gallon in the city and 27 on the highway. The LS shares its chassis with the gorgeous LC500, but here it's been stretched to more than 17 feet in length. The trunk fits nearly 17 cubic feet of cargo, which is slightly less than the Mercedes S560, but only by a cubic foot. Our test car came with the optional $23,080 executive package. That incorporates Curico glass into the door panels throughout the car, appoints all the seating areas with quilted leather, lines the headliner with ultra suede, and the door panels get hand-pleated fabric inserts. They kind of look like origami. In the back, this package adds a 7-inch touchscreen in the armrest to control all aspects of the seating position, as well as the back row environment. The outboard seat also fully reclines for the times you want to be driven and not be the driver. There are vanity mirrors to check your face before meeting your adoring fans. Of course, if you're spending more than $100,000 on a car like this, you're gonna want to do some of the driving, at least sometimes. And from here, you get all the niceties you would expect. The driver's seat has 28 different adjustment options, plus heating, cooling, and massage units. All touch points feel great, and that's really one of the things to look for in a high-end car. They have the money to get the details right if they really want to, and clearly, for Lexus in the LS500, it was a priority. That is until we get to the infotainment system. Yes, the dreaded touchpad is back, and it's no better here than it is on any other Lexus. Control is wonky and cumbersome. Where with the Mercedes, I can just write out what I want with finger strokes. With the Lexus, I have to move a cursor around on the screen and select each letter. This is an expensive car, and better technology is available. Lexus needs to stop punting their infotainment system and get with the program. It's ridiculous. I can't believe I'm going to cheer the addition of something as simple as Apple CarPlay on a car as expensive as this. But it is new to Lexus, and it is a welcome addition here. Oh, and the Apple icons look great on the widescreen. Switch the car into reverse, and you don't just get a surround view camera, you get a 3D representation of the car. It's a cool party trick. Of course, a top-down view is also there to help you park this very, very long vehicle. Other advanced safety features include rear cross-traffic alerts, blind spot warnings, pre-collision with pedestrian detection, steering assist, and adaptive cruise control. All forward lighting is LED, both the headlights and the running lights. The model we're driving also came with the optional heads-up display. On tap, there are a number of drive modes, from Comfort and Eco for around town, all the way to Sport and Sport Plus for those more aggressive moments. That last option, Sport Plus, doesn't just remap the throttle, it also adjusts the adaptive variable suspension to provide a firm road feel when you want it. The dampers are continuously variable through 650 levels to adjust to the road and driving style as warranted. Of course, in eco and comfort, the AVS makes for the smoothest ride possible, which is particularly good if you're driving down a rough dirt road because you want to go test the all-wheel drive setup. Of course we're going to. Of course. The Lexus all-wheel drive system is interesting. It has a torsion limited slip differential in the middle, and it is rear biased. In most cases, it pushes 60% of available torque to the back wheels. On slippery surfaces, it can channel up to 48% to the front while saving 52% for the rear, which is pretty much what the results look like. As we go into slow motion, you can see the front wheels and back wheels equally giving and taking as the vehicle speeds away. In the more conservative driving modes, the LS500 is a dream to drive on the open road. The adaptive suspension makes even uneven pavement very comfortable. Of course, the Mercedes does this bit just as well. The pressure comes on when you switch the LS500 into its more aggressive Sport Plus driving mode. Ooh, it sounds better. Oh, it kind of sounds like it's fake sound though. You know, like the sound's coming from the inside, not from the outside, but it still has a really nice tone. Let's try the manual shifters. Let's see, we're down in switch, switch, switch. You know, it responds fairly quickly. I mean, it responds like an automatic with paddle shifters, but that's not so bad. Oh, I do like the feel of these paddles though. They really do feel good. Of course, putting paddle shifters on an LS would have been unheard of in early models. But on the new LS500, it really makes sense. It just shows how much Lexus and the market for this type of car in general has evolved since the LS400 in the early 90s. Back in the 90s, my roommate in college had an LS400. That thing was a living room on wheels. It was not particularly fast, but boy was it smooth. This one, if it didn't say LS500 on the back, I wouldn't even know it was related. This car isn't a land barge. This one's fun, it's comfortable, and it drives it's just so much fun to drive. So it feels great going through the corners. It doesn't feel like a front-wheel drive vehicle that just happens to have some power in the back. No, this feels like a bona fide rear-wheel drive car that just has more grip than you would expect. Now let's see if that extra grip pays off with a decent acceleration test. So I have brought the LS500 to the Ridge Motorsport Park here in Shelton, Washington. I'm on the main straightaway of the racetrack, and I'm going to try a 0 to 60. First, I'm going to put the car into Sport Plus. I'm going to go ahead and leave traction control on, putting the transmission into just normal drive. I'm going to pre-stage the car using brake pedal. I'm basically going to treat it like it is doing launch control. So launch, hold down the brake, mosh the gas, and go. Whoa. 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. 6 seconds is pretty respectable using our test methodology. Overall, this LS500 is looking pretty good, even when compared to the mighty Mercedes. So there are some things that I'm just really not that enthusiastic about. The nav system is only good because it also supports CarPlay. However, using it in its native functionality, it's just frustrating. You have to use this touchpad that kind of puts things in weird places, and it clicks and it kind of does what you want, but not always. So you end up fighting for control of where you want your cursor to go. It's not always clear. However, when I do have CarPlay plugged in, it does give me a gorgeous CarPlay screen. So it's got that going for it. But one of my favorite features of this car, yeah, it's actually the seat massagers. Better than the Mercedes S-Class. No, really, the way these feel and the way they kind of dig in, oh, that's good. As much as high-end features eventually trickle down to more mid-range cars, Yeah, I'm not thinking that the Hyundai Santa Fe is going to get massage units anytime soon. No, this is one thing that is exclusively in the $100,000 price range. Oh, and is it glorious? But to turn them on, I have to go through this whole button gymnastics. I have to hit the seat button, and then I have to joystick down to driver seat refresh, and I got to go over to which type of massage I want, and then I have to click it again. How much am I looking at the road here? I mean, this is not quick. This is not easy. It takes way too many clicks, and to know where the cursor is guesswork at best. The gauge cluster is good, but small. This leather stitching around the gauge cluster itself, again, a little fussy and just a little odd. I want more gauges, I think. It's like where I'm wrapped in a cocoon of leather and stitching. I'm coming up with an S&M joke, but I'm going to pass on that. Of course, like all modern luxury sedans, this one is loaded with the latest safety tech. It has collision mitigation, lane detection, adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning, pedestrian detection. In fact, the heads-up display will point out pedestrians if it thinks that they're too close to the road. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just turn on radar cruise control. I'm going to go ahead and set my speed. It just looks like it shot a laser at the car in front of me, so I guess that means I'm tracking it now. I'm going to go ahead and increase the speed. Come on, come on. Let's go ahead and increase the speed all the way up to something ridiculous. It's 40 miles per hour here. I'll just go ahead and set for 50 because it doesn't matter. It's going to pace the vehicle in front of me because it's adaptive. That's what it does. And up here we do have a light, so let's see if this matches the truck in front of me. Truck pulled away and it reveals another vehicle, and I'm not putting my foot on the brake or anything, and I'm going to see if the car comes all the way to a complete stop. And if it does come to a complete stop, will it go again when the car moves? Okay, came all the way to a complete stop. System says it's still on. Now the system says it's waiting. Okay, car starts moving. It says vehicle moving. Oh, I have to put my foot on the gas. And then once I put my foot on the gas, then it kicks back in the cruise control. So that's my look at the 2019 Lexus LS500. It's a luxury sedan that finally sheds its grandpa image. Instead, this new one is sleek and fun to drive. Now, if they could just do something about that awful touchpad. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Would you get this or a Mercedes S560? Maybe an Audi A8 instead? Leave a comment below. Also, please like and share our videos. I think we have a Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon adventure coming up next. That's one you won't want to miss, so please subscribe. We'll see you next time.